And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. All right, I'm getting some crazy latency there. Let me see if I can nudge my Twitch to be a little crazy latency there. Let me do this. Yo, Ray, how you doing, buddy? Yo, Ray, how you doing, buddy? That's better. All right. Volume off there. I can still hear YouTube in the background, I think. Maybe not. Better. All right. Volume off there. All right. YouTube is good. Twitch is good. Rod Shelley is good. Rod Shelley. It's Rod Shelley. How am I? I am doing well. I think tonight I'm going to try to make a cowboy hat. Yo, Quasi, how are you doing? Everybody, check out my man Quasi. He was streaming today, and I was catching that. Quasi.
Hey, bud. Let's party.
There you go. It was good to catch you. I wandered away towards the end, and then when I came back, you'd already gone. So I missed the end of the stream. Anyhow, what are we doing today? Cowboy hat, because I'm working on this cowgirl outfit. So I need boots. I need a hat. I think I want to make bracelets with this. What's left of me is which part's left of you? Just this little part right here. The rest is gone. So we're gonna do cowboy hat. I think I'm gonna start with a cylinder, and we're gonna go from there. We're gonna do this in Blender mostly. Chat, Rod Shelley, not sure. Oh, and Charles isn't going to be with us tonight. He had to work 10 hours today, no lunch break. So he's already in bed. But if you aren't following Charles, give Charles a follow over on the Twitch. Anyhow, didn't I launch Blender? Did I not hit the launch button? I guess not. I got distracted. What do we got to drink? Iced tea and old milk. I'll probably stick mostly with the iced tea. Although I probably should finish off the milk before it goes bad. All right, hadn't gone bad yet. That's good. Do this. Wow, sounds like last 2 days and you're retired. Get rid of this. Let's load in I think I'm gonna model this on a Genesis 9. If I want to do Genesis 9, Genesis 8, does it really make a big difference? I don't know. Let's get generic. There we go. I think I'm just gonna start with a cylinder, loosely fit it to the head. We're gonna just kind of make a domey thing and a brim, and we're gonna go from there. Trying to get that brim into shape for a cowboy hat. I will eventually have to look these up. This is going to be more like a contemporary modern cowgirl hat, as if she were going to, I don't know, whatever big country western concerts. I don't actually follow that thing. I don't follow any music. The concerts I can think of is Beyonce and Taylor Swift. Beyond that, I have no idea what bands are out there and doing concerts. Shift A. Let's get a cylinder in here. I'm going to start with a 16. We're going to do a little bit lower res on that. We'll probably go ahead and apply a couple of layers of subdivision to this. I'm going to tab in, look at it from the front, and start a scaling. That's the wrong thing. You know what? I probably should put the screen caps back in here. Also, I need to get captions set up again. I was using captions a while back, but that service went under. And I just was too lazy to find something to replace it with. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some. I think I'm going to put a really rough bevel on this. Just like that, kind of start the shape up. I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to manually grid fill it. I'm deleting faces. That's it. So what I want to do is, I think I want to just put that through there. And I want another comes through here. Then I'm going to want one that's going to come through here. So I think I'll fill those in. Will that fill in right? That's not right. Let's try it. Try it this way. And then I'm going to split it, and we're going to run a few this way. I'm going to end up with a weird try. I'm probably just going to end up with a weird try in here. I could probably fix that by adding a little extra geometry in here, but I don't know if I really want to bother with that. Or I don't know. I'll figure this out. Put a bevel in there, and I need this to do 1 and 2, kind of like that. And I can fill these in. And I can do the same thing over here. So I think that's kind of the start. It's definitely too tall right now. That's okay. Get you from the front, and let's scale you in so that you're just along the head like that. We'll bend it down eventually. That was just a little too much. Bring you in like so. So I think here, let's turn on our proportional. Actually, let's not turn on the proportional edit. Let's do this and this. And let's just pull those out a little bit. Be like that. Of course, now when I put a sub D on here, probably going to get even tighter. Uh, so let's do that before we get too far along. Generate subdivision surfaces. So that's just a little tighter. GY. Nope. SY is good. And actually, okay, so I'm going to reorient this, but we're going to do this on the outside so I can still leave my local orientation working in here. Let's move our set the origin to the geometry. That's better. I think somewhere in there is probably good. I'm going to pull these two out just a little. Probably good. All right, let's slide top down. Activate the X-ray. Let's go into point mode. Let's grab all of that. Let's work on local, so I could just slide that right down. Kind of like that. Probably going to be somewhere about in there. Actually, a little higher. And I think I'm going to just scale it in just a little. Kind of like that. All right, let's pull a brim on this. I don't know, are the brims circular on them before they bend them around? They might be. And yeah, let's just do an extrude. We'll just do a scale. Then we'll use the magic. Let's make it a circle tool. I might change my mind on that. I think that's going to be good. Let's put a crease in here. And you know what I need to do? I really need to see a hat, cowboy hat. Let's do research. Cowboy hat dimensions. Boy hat dimensions. There we go. This actually has measurements. It's all in inches, though, isn't it? This has a 10 centimeter brim. Actually, I like that works. So that kind of gives me an idea. As the beginnings of a civil war. Well, we're not going for civil war, but something like that. And welcome in, Lund. So anyhow, what does that say? 10? What do I got? I can't tell. That's one of my problems here. Let's see what this and this. Actually, I can do. Can I do this? I just copy. I wish there's probably an add-on for Blender that tells me that I can measure things with. I don't have that. I'm just gonna try to do this instead. And then when we tab out, we should get a dimension on this thing, right? Right about there, the Y dimension. That is telling me we've got 7 centimeters. So I want to do 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this one point out, try to get that to be 0.1, what we're aiming for. So let's try that. Let's tab. Nope. Let's tab in. Let's select that. Let me see if that's 7. Probably want to bring it out to about here. Also, I am at a little bit of an angle, so if I get this to be about 9 or so, I'm probably okay. 0.9, that's probably my target right there. So let's pop back into here. And let's pull that just back out again some more. So my dimensions sync something like that. There's an edge length and angle option, edit mode at the top right. Edge length, is there? So I have to go into edge, I have to select top right. Isn't it, do I need statistics or something? That would be too easy. Am I looking right at it? It's the icon with the 4 vertices. The icon with the 4 vertices? Did you say 4? Not 2? And you did say top right, right? Edge length, angle, edit, top right, top right. Oh, there it is. Size. Is that it? 0.1? That's a normal size. I don't know. Measurement. Measurement, edge length. There we go. There's got to be a way to change that. 935. You know, that's pretty close. But we can do. There we go. I see it now. Scale. Pull that out. And then when that says 10, we're good. There we go. 4.1. All right, I'm going to work with that. Thanks, that works. Let's add some edge cuts in here so we can. I want to multi-res this. You might want to multi-res it. I'm thinking. Catherine. Yes, it's hat day. We're making a cowgirl hat, which is an awful lot like a cowboy hat, except you put it on a girl. There you go. Check out Catherine. Um, let's add. Let me just put some loop cuts in here. I think that might be good for right now. How do I want to do this? I'm probably going to chop this in half. Work on it that way. I'm gonna do, actually the cowboy hat I'm gonna do is gonna look something like that. I want these little divots on the side. Then I want the crease in the middle. Then we want to bring these up. Although I might want to bring these up a little bit more than that. But that's generally the shape. I'm probably going to put a band on there, although I don't think I'm going to put a band with a little buckle on there. We are going to eventually we're going to add a zone in here for the edge. We are going to double side the bottom. Anyhow, by the way, what do you? It's close enough. Let me turn this off. I'm contemplating. You've come out a little. I guess I can just do that to fix that a little bit. I am going to chop this in half and then just mirror model it. That would be the smart thing to do. Did I get everything? I did not, because I forgot to do X-ray again. And you are not straight for some reason. And let's put a mirror modifier on here. Mirror. We'll do UVs after we get this set up. Right now I'm going to turn that off. And I think if I pull these guys just up and over. I'm not using it. There we go. Do I want that? I'm probably going to tweak that for a better curve. And am I still in local? I'm still in local. Good. I rotate it on the Y. We're gonna that. Why am I not? Despite having set that to 0, it doesn't look like it lined up right. Hold on. Keep hitting the wrong button. Are you guys? Oh, I've got proportional editing on. Dang it. Then you're at there, and you're not doing. Oh, I see. I'm just confusing myself. I will fix that later. I've been a little annoyed that it's not. Anyhow, I don't have to worry about that. Is that what I want? I think we're getting there. I think I want to curve this a little bit more, maybe. Take a look at my reference. Okay, I've gone in a little too far on that. Actually, kind of pull these back a little bit maybe. And how high do those go? I think I'm in the ballpark on the height on that. Maybe a little higher. I get measurements. Wouldn't it be cool if I clicked on all those and it added up? That's three. So that's a little longer than it should be. I think I can sculpt that out. You've creeped back. Why are you? Oh, you are off. You're good. You're good. Never mind. Get that over there. All right, let's put a crease through the middle here. I think if I just pull these down, I can probably sculpt this out. Uh, Let me turn you back on. Let's do, I forget, which way do I want to go? Do I want to do sharp? Is that the direction? And then I think I can crease it up some more. I can probably improve that with some sculpting. Although now I've clipped through the head, haven't I? Oi. All right, let's take another look at you. You know what? I think I'm in the ballpark. I think it's starting to look like a cowboy hat. Um, I'm thinking I'm going to accept a level of subdivision. I think I'm going to apply the mirror. And then I can maybe sculpt it in a little bit better shape. I'm not great with the sculpting tools, so we'll see how this works out. So let's do this. We're gonna call you hat. Shift D, just in case. Let's try that again. Shift D, because I'm about to break stuff. Hide that so I can come back to that later. Shape hat back up. Low, mirrored. Right, let's apply. For you, I don't need anymore. Thank you very much for your service. Um, let's pop over. I move you up. That actually improves that. I do want to apply one level, and I think I do want to apply the mirror at this point. So I do have one level, so let's go ahead and add that. Okay, I'm going to do that in the other order. So mirror first, then subdivision. There we go. Now let's pop over to the sculpting. And do I have a polish or a smooth or a flatten? Maybe flatten's what I'm looking for. I'm I've been I went to the I just about clicked on the S for sizing as if I were using ZBrush. I'm gonna kind of smooth that out a little bit. Almost hit the S key again. Nope, I don't like the way that went. All right, let's put we unblob. Yeah, actually unblob. I'm going to fix that in a second. Which one of you is just sculpt? And then maybe smooth a little. I don't know. It was too much. Where is the tools? I need tools. Turn that strength way down. Flip in the head again. Oh, and I'm not mirroring. Damn it! All right, this is why we made the backup. This is now garbage because I forgot to use the mirror. All right. You go up here. We apply you. We apply you. Go over to sculpting. And we remember to turn on symmetry this time. And actually, I'm not really that far off anyhow. But if we hold you, turn you lower, maybe just kind of push in a little bit through here. Is that not doing anything? It's so subtle. Now I'm doing something. I have a crease. Plate deflate. What are you, clay thumb? I think I went a little too far there. That was too much. Maybe I need to just make the brush smaller, I think. Maybe pull the back up. Let me see if I can maybe just use a flatten on this. Am I still in symmetry? Probably not. Tools. Is it options? Mirror. I am in. Okay. Let's switch you to linear. Let's scale Z. Gonna do, although I want to, here, let's get the 3D cursor into play here. Put you there. Get you from the top. Okay, let's rotate you. Just a little that way. Just gonna Z like that. So if I scale on the X, it should flatten a little bit towards that way. Am I in local? I'm not in local. I want to go cursor. There we go. Let's try that. Yeah, it was a pleasure to catch your stream, man. I hope to catch it again. Scale X. That giving me the shape I want. I think that's more what I'm looking for. I feel like it looks a little small. I might bring the top up a little bit more. Or I might pull it down a little bit and then I'm going to have to pull the top. I think we're going to do that. So let's back to local. Select all. Now it's fuzzy with numbers. I got to turn that off. Oh, now I can't see it what I'm doing. I just did this, right? There we go. So we're just gonna G, Z. I want to just slide that down. Maybe we'll just rotate it a little bit more. Actually, I want to do that. When I rotate, I want to rotate it outside. That's not what I wanted to do. Am I back in sculpt mode? I am in sculpt mode. Let's recenter you. I think like that. And then I'm going to pull that top up a little more. Are you my top edge? Yeah, you're going to probably be good. Proportional editing. G, D. I think get that up out of the head there. Oh no, got to reboot the machine. You know what? I think, let me take a look at the sides of these things. It's a little more squared off, isn't it? I'm not getting quite the sharp definition. Try a couple more things here. Boom. We want to do at some point I do want to do a solidify. And probably later on we're going to pull a lot of those polys out from under the top. And I do want to add maybe another. I'm debating because we can always add subdivision in Daz too. Am I happy with that? I think it's close enough. Maybe I can sharpen this up a little bit on the front. Oops. It's like once I touch that 3D cursor, I'm forever find myself accidentally moving it. I think that works. Did Athrun just play the cat? I think that's good. A little bit better shape there. I like that. This could probably be a little smoother. Can I just smooth that out? Maybe if I put one more level on it, I might get a few more polys, and we'll see how that works. Cat on hat. Oh, is that what was happening? There was a cat on the hat? That crazy ass cat. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add. What are you? I can't tell. Oh, you're the solidifier. Right. Generate. Subdivide. You know what? I think I'm going to apply that because I want to start adding some more details in here. Hey, Rochelli's back. I think I'm going to steal this here for the headband. So before we get, I'm just going to make a copy of that. Just pop that off. We'll make a headband out of that later. Well, you know what? Yeah, okay. I'm still missing some bends in here, so let's do that. So we want it to bend down a little in the front and down a little in the back. Let's. No, I'm going to play with my different proportional editing options. We want that to be okay. So I don't want to go that way. I think maybe the sharp kind of give me the shape I want. Maybe a little bit more fall off on that. Yo, Sacred Sage, how are you doing, buddy? There's my center line. Let's start with these two. Kind of pull it down this way. And then I'm going to expand that out maybe a little bit further. Maybe pull it down a little bit more. Alive, barely. Been busy. Oh, dude. Oh, Cherry Bell Designs. Welcome. Sorry, I didn't see you pop in there. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, and we're making a cowboy hat today. And I'm working actually, it's going to be part of a cowgirl outfit. So I think I made this last week. I can't remember now. So parts of this outfit will include a hat and some cowboy boots. I'm thinking I'm going to go with low cowboy boots because I've done other cowboy boots before. There you go, America. I think. All right, I think those bends were just. I think I'm in the ballpark. I think I'm happy with that. All right, I think next step is I'm going to think. Do I want to? I want to. I think I want to subdivide after solidify because I do want this edge to be kind of I want to put a little bit of a break on that edge. But for right now, I want that. And once again, you know what we're going to do? Let's make a copy of this. Oh, I forgot to make a backup copy. Oh no. Shift D that. Let's move you into a new collection over there. I can hide that. I'm going to I think I'm done with the hat. I think I like how that's looking. I'm going to adjust the band a little bit. But it's not perfect, but I think it's in the I'm at that point where I'm probably going to start screwing stuff up. That's what I'm thinking. Although this girl hails from the Great White North. Oh, we is that Canada, eh? That's about all the Canadian I know. All my Canadian comes from Doug and Bob McKenzie. What do you do with these? I sell these at Daz. Or technically, we license them. Of course, I don't have Getty Lee to back me up, so, I would suck. Oh, hold on. My door's open. I forgot my door's open. I'll be right back. All right, we're coming back. We're coming back. I've definitely watched some SCTV, although I don't actually remember it. I have vague recollections of Doug and Bob McKenzie sitting on a couch or something. And I might be getting that confused with Wayne's World. Because I think, actually, were they like in chairs? And there was always back bacon and maple syrup and something. I don't know. Take off, hoser. um, exactly. No, well, I heard the excuse that it was put in to be the cultural element of the show, because Canadian shows had to have so much Canadian culture in it. I think I'm good. I think I'm going to apply my modifiers. We're going to remove some of the extra polys from inside. You had Hockey Night in Canada cassette tape, all the songs they played at hockey games. It featured Geddy Lee and the Doug Bob song. Yep, sounds about right. Not that I know anything about hockey. All right, what am I doing? Am I going to solidify and then subdivide? Yes, we're going to solidify, then subdivide. All right, now we're going to, and I just did it to the wrong thing. So we're going to do the same thing here. Apply this sub, and then solidify. All right. So I'm going to put a little bevel right on these edges. We're going to put a crease right through here. And then I'm going to match that down here. I'm going to take a look at cowboy hat again. Wow, that cowboy hat is looking really good on that mannequin. Those are two hot mannequins. I'm sorry, now I'm going to get banned. Open image in new. I'm trying to. I think I do see a seam there, and I think I see kind of a seam there. And I think I'm going to kind of model that in. So we're going to set up. So this particular hat looks like it's actually rolled up. So I'm going to mark a little, I'm going to put a little divot there. And that's actually a big. So maybe I will just do a bit of an extrude here. And I'm going to put a little divot down in here. And I think that's it for the detailing. So I'm going to go with that. Geez Louise, I'm looking at designing for computer desk, and this one goes for $1,000. Only $1,000. You're getting off cheap, Rod. You can get half of a computer chair for $1,000. Um, okay, so we're going to select that and that. I'm going to do extrude. No. You know what? This extrude along normals. I used to have a shortcut for that. I think something got lost. You're going the wrong way. Are my normals janky? Let's try that again. Extrude faces along normals. What are you doing? I think there's something wrong. I think my normals have gotten bad. Let's check. I got the wrong thing selected. No, my normals are fine. Oh, I know what it's doing. I'm just looking at it wrong. Let's try this again. Tab in. There, now I can kind of see what I'm doing. So extrude faces along. Yeah, that's right. I was right. It was right. I'm just freaking out. Don't mind me. And then I'm going to put a little crease right in here. So I'm going to do that. It's going to do a little bevel in here. Kind of like that. And actually, while I'm beveling things, I'm going to put a little bit of a bevel on that just to break the edge a little bit. A little bit of a bevel on that. Kind of do the same thing. And you know what? I've got too many creases in here now, so we'll just dissolve that out. We don't need that. Dissolve edges. And you know what? I'm just going to maybe center that a little bit. Then I'm going to put a little divot right here. Just put a little. Actually, no, that's not how I do this. I remember how I do this. That and that. We do a extrude along normal, except we're just going to go in just a little bit. You did not work. Try that again. And that's your bedtime. Hey, thanks for popping in, Sage. I certainly do appreciate you, man. Good to see you. Everybody, check out our good friend Sacred Sage. It's been a little while, so I haven't got around to doing a sounder for you yet. We still have your shout out. I do catch you streaming rather regularly over there on the it's Rumble, over on Rumble. Doing the 3D stuff. All right. I'm just going to put that in. What the frickin'? Try that again. Am I? Oh, turn that off. Is that what's causing me issues? No. Why are you not? What the farfignugan? Okay, so that's what I want. When I do that, it isn't working. Do I have something goofy turned on? There we go. I guess whatever that was. Auto merge vertices. That was my issue. I had that off by accident. Joy. All right, there we go. That goes in. Select that and that. We dissolve those out. And that gives me my little divot. Happy with that. All right, we're going to start. I'm going to put a little bit of a break on that edge right there as well. Ever so slight, because that's way too... This is still probably way too janky thick, but I'm going to live with it. All right, let's mark a seam right there. All right, now we're going to start setting up for mark a seam there. Have a hat band in the way. Let's move that. Ruh-roh. I duplicated you. Wait a minute. I gotta rebuild this. Oh, poop. And you, of course, why are you backwards? Is it Shift, Control Shift N? Let's do this. You are not working. Oh, I know why you're not working, because I've got an extra row in here that I don't need. Now I should be able to fix it. Chris, I'm watching other videos killing time. Tell your show. Wait, who said that? Here I am watching other videos. Art, how are you doing, Art? Yes, the show started. Sorry, dude. We're making a cowboy hat. It goes with that cowgirl outfit. He towards you, stopping by. Thanks. It is nice to see you. And my apologies if I totally mispronounced that. I'm in the wrong program. Now am I in here? No. Why are you not working? You totally should just go around. You know what? I'm going to do plan B. You know, that hasn't worked for me recently. Well, do I have another? Oh, I got another edge up here. Dang it. Get rid of those. Die, you gravy sucking pigs. There we go. I could just do the loop thing, or I could just do that. There we go. That fixes it. Let's put another loop cut or two in here just to make it look even. There we go. Disaster averted. We are doing great. Like that fine cow. It's going with the cowgirl outfit. Yes. Detour rig. Is that it? Huh? Detoriga? Detoriga? I don't know. We're trying to pronounce the name, and our apologies. DT or trigger. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try DT. All right, DT or Tigger. Got it. All right, that is fixed. I'm going to have to get rid of this. So we don't need the dude anymore. And I've got a broken thing in here. So I'm going to just tweak this just a little bit, and then I'm going to refix this. And then I'm going to delete. I wanted just a little bit of this band in here, but I don't need too much. Toriga. Japanese pronunciation. Oh, okay. Hold on. You know, one of the ways I remember things is I try to write them down. And I used to have something that said Shigoli over here. Where did it go? Oh no, I lost my Shigoli. That's an Indian greeting from north of the border. Our friend Dark Native uses that every time he comes into a chat. You know what? I'm just going to launch EditPad Pro. I'm just going to copy what you got there. I'm going to paste it. And then there's a 30% chance I may be able to remember that in the future. I'm not giving myself good odds, am I? You went out and bought one of those mini composition books for exactly that same purpose? Yep. Okay, did I expand you yet? I have not. I'm just going to scale that a little bit like that. Then I'm going to rebuild this from here to here. Do that. Am I on the wrong thing? Why did you not? There we go. Or actually, can I just do this? I always forget about bridging edges. Bridge edge loops. That works too. And that's actually simpler. We'll just go with. I liked that one loop. Looks good. Those look like nice little neat squares. Dumb and Dumber, 1 in a million. Are you saying there's a chance? Yes, there's a chance. Not a great chance. And it is my memory we're talking about here, so so everything above that I'm going to get rid of. I just want a few faces on the inside there. The rest of that is mostly just going to be wasted. I really don't feel the need to have a hat that's going to have polys on the inside. So I think we're good. I'm going to still need to... How do I want to split this up is what the question is. Maybe just split it down the middle. I am going to texture this in Substance, so that'll help ease seams out. Did I mark a seam? Let's make sure I got a seam marked right here. I can never click on it. Mark a seam. Then right about here. Nope. Right here. I'm going to mark a seam right there. And then I'm just debating where I want to put this. It's looking pretty good. I'm fairly happy with how it's looking. Thanks. Do I want to just maybe split it right down the middle? I want to... And I feel like I need an extra seam in here. Either split the top off from the... Maybe like that. So this will wrap out and this will flatten out a bit better. It makes for kind of goofy editing if you have to do this in Photoshop. But it'll be perfectly fine in Substance Painter. All right, I'm going to put a little... Did I already put my break there? I did put my break there. Okay, I think I'm ready to UV map this. Let's pop over to UV editing. Let's select all. Let's activate the... That's... Did I not have a seam? I thought I had a seam in here. Did I not have a seam there? Did I accidentally mark that as a sharp instead of a seam? Probably what happened. These are the two things that confuse me. I'm forever saying mark sharp instead of mark seam. Don't get old and blind. That's my recommendation. Let's try this again. That's better. All right, I got to get the headband in here too. So let's get that in here. Where did my headband go? Right there. All right. Oh, you know what? It doesn't have any thickness on it. I have to pull that out. And you know what? I think... Yeah, I did. I'm going to redo some work on this. This has got an inside that we don't need. I'm going to just delete that off. And I think... We'll just do an extrude along normals on this. Am I in the right mode? Why am I not seeing? There it is, extrude along normals. Pull that out just a hair like that. If I bring you back in, my hat bank probably stand to be a little larger. And I got to put a split on that. And I probably don't need the polys on the inside. I'm going to make that a little, we're going to do this. Oh, I got extra polys down here. Die, you gravy sucking pig. I got 2 rows of polys down there I don't really need. Let's get rid of them. And you know what? I can probably stand to not use those. And now we can do this again. Someday I'm going to remember to redo that extrude along normal command. Today's not that day. I think that's probably going to be good there. Let's lose these. Put a little bevel right in here. This edge. Just a pinch. And I think I'm just going to slide those up just a hair. See how this is looking with the rest of the hat. Probably good. Okay, we're going to... All right, you need a material. I'm going to crown, rim, and underside. And yep, okay, let's do that. Actually, I gotta done this. My brain's all over the place right now. Band. And actually, let's say hat band. Everything's going to be hat something something. Hat band. There we go. And hat band needs to be UV mapped. Just going to mark a seam right there. Do I have a marked seam on here? I might. Just make sure I don't. I know I'm trying to bevel. So let's clear seams. Just in case that clear seam, clear sharp. What are you? What am I seeing here? All right. A U unwrap. You're looking like you're a little stressed out, dude. I'm gonna cheat. Here, let's try this. Pin those. Scale X0. A U unwrap. There, I like that a little bit better. I think here, let's turn on live unwrapping for a second. And let's pin that. Scale X0 like that. That looks neater. I like that. Okay. All right. Now I have one big happy hat. Let's, so the rest of this has a material, but it doesn't, hat. And actually, let's say hat, crown. I'm going to have hat, brim. Let's maybe not have a capitalized A in there. Say hat, rim. And then let's do hat, brim, underside. Hat, brim, under. I'm going to also have a crown under, cat crown under. And I'm putting underscores in here because Blender is going to do that anyhow, so I might as well just do that now. Cat crown under. So I think I'm good. All right, now we just need to assign materials to things. If I do that is everything right now. So now we're going to just split it up, except for that. So I'm just going to hide that for a second. I'm just going to select these and hide them. Then we're just going to make all of this cat brim. Part of this is going to be on the rim. And that the hat rim. Hide those. Then I also want those, dang it. Do that again. 1, 2, 3. I'm also going to assign that to the rim. Those get to be hidden. L. This gets to be hat brim under. And I think Control L, and that's the crown under. And then let's give these colors and see if I actually assigned everything right. And I'll pop back over here. I still have to re-UV map everything as one happy family. I love this with the newer version of Blender. I can now see when my polys are flipped without having to see that ugly blue color. That is so much easier to work with. Shade smooth, just because we can. All right, let's do that, and let's set up some colors here. Ugly colors, just so we can kind of see what we're doing. The function's always just not by default. That was my problem. Did I not assign crown under? I guess I didn't. Thought I did. Control L. I think we're good. I still have to UV map this. And you know what? I think we can start texturing it in Substance Painter. And then maybe we can get it in the Daz in the next 40 minutes. UV mapping, right. A. And you know what? I kind of have everything UV mapped. It's just that you're not scaled to everything else. At least I don't think you are. So I do have Packmaster 3, which I did pay money for. Has paid for itself, basically. Just TD scale to unselected. Yay. Which one are you? Are brims or something, aren't you? This is probably fine. All right, let's just select all and just pack. What are you guys? What are you guys doing? Oh, I know. It's because you're pinned. I still have those pinned. Control L. Is it Control P? Alt P. Nope. Control L. Alt P. It was Alt P. Okay. There we go. That looks fine. I'm going to make that just a little smaller. And you know what? I'm going to make my margin a little bit larger. Back that. You know, that margin was too large. Try that again. Too small. maybe a little bit larger than that. I like that. And in just a little bit. All right, I'm done with the hat. And this is the Genesis 9 version of the hat. Although hopefully head shapes are pretty close to G8. We'll see how this goes. But we're texturing. All right, I need to save this twice for Substance Painter. One with no materials and one with the materials. I can make and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to split that. So here we're going to make a copy of this. This is hat. This is my Substance version. I want to separate that band from the rest of the hat. This is hat G9. Oh, let's say cowboy hat. Cowboy hat G9. Hat Substance. So hat Substance. I just want to get that band away. Am I mirroring something? And then this is good. So this is going to get exported twice. All right, where am I? I'm in Projects G9. I don't want to be in Projects G9. I want to be in... I can't remember where my cowgirl dress is saved. Hold on. I can't see that information at the bottom. It says what file this is. It's not there anymore. It says Western Dress Project. Where did you come from? Project Dresses. Dale. Dale. I'm calling this the Dale dress. That's right. That was the, yes. I was giving it a cute name, the Dale Western dress, and then of course I couldn't find it anymore because I forgot I named it. Um, so this is going to go into I'm in projects. We're looking for dresses. Let's sort by name. That might make things easier. Dresses. This is the Dale Western dress. Into my whip folder. I'm going to make a folder for my Substance Painter files. Do that. We're going to save cowboy hat with IDs. Once again, I have out. I know. Am I exporting? I'm importing. Damn it! I want to export. I hit the wrong button again. Of course, you don't remember where it was. There was at least we're getting close. Up, up, up. Here's Dale. She's right there. Let's use the Daz preset, which basically means I do select it only. In this one, I want the materials, export, do this again. I did smooth it, so we're going to be cool on that. It actually makes a difference. Export again. That was an import again. Damn it. Export again. This time we're going to save it with no materials. Put that off. Export that. All right. I should save this file. Save as. I know, what a novel concept, eh? Dale dress. Whip. Here we go. Cowboy hat. I'm probably going to end up calling it a Dale hat when we pull it into Daz. And is that good? Cowboy hat? Yep, right. I should probably have said G9 so I knew what figure it was modeled on. Oh well. All right, the Rod Shelley mug is empty. We're I'm going to move over to mug 2. Still has tea in it. Okay, file, new. You know what? I'm gonna try this. I usually work at 2K just because of memory issues. I've been trying to get better resolution with this. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna go select the no material version of the hat. Presses. Here we go. I want that one right there. Otherwise, a substance painter will punish me. Empty mug. I know, an empty mug. How sad. All right, stream's over. I'm going to make coffee. Ah, I'm kidding. I don't make coffee this time of day. I would never sleep. Looking good. Let's bake our mesh maps. I want to check the ambient occlusion and see if I'm just double checking that the hat band's not occluding with the rest of the hat, and it didn't. So we're cool. We're cool. All right, let's bake that ID map. I do that separately just because I use different settings than everything else. Mostly I want to get that cage really, 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 really tight. So I get really sharp ID colors on here. I think we're good. I think we're good. There we go. That works. Into painting mode. All right, you know what? I think I want to start with a. Hats are usually kind of a suede leather, so we're just going to baby. I'm going to try to maybe do a straw version, but I'm not sure I'm going to be happy with how that'll look. Let's try. Do I usually do this one? I usually do this. Let me try this one. See how that works. Popcorn. I remember popcorn from the 70s. I mean, that color's kind of gross. You know what I can do? I can steal the color out of that where we were shopping. I don't know if do I want to color that like that? I don't know. Let's see. Actually, do I get color options with this? Some of these materials, I do. Yay. So annoying when I get one of these and it doesn't have an ability to just change color with this. I'm going to come over here, grab that color right there. And, that's a little rough. Let's just take a look at our base color and see if that's actually. Well, you know what? That's not actually in the base color. That's probably just from roughness and stuff. That might look a lot better. Yeah, and I'm going to put a little leather on that hat band. All right, let's switch you back. So this weird shading I'm getting isn't actually in the color itself. It's coming from one of the other maps. You're not on the roughness map. I don't see you there. Metallicity map, that looks black, which is kind of what I would have expected. So if you're not in the color, so I have no idea where that's going to come from. When I get this in the Daz, we're not going to, probably not going to see that. You know, that's coming from the texture. I see it in the normal app. Do I have a height map with this thing? I do not. If I click on the height map channel, does it give me one? It doesn't actually have one. Not that I really need one, but I like having height and normal maps. So you know what? Do you have a height map? You have a height map. I think we're gonna borrow that height map from the other suede shader. Although I'm gonna tile that up a little bit. And that's all I want that shader for. So let's come over here and let's just turn off everything but the height map on that. All right, let's put a leather on the band. And do I want to do some sewing? I do want to do some sewing. Yeah, we're going to run some sew line along here and just up in here. Do that. Here, let's get the leather on there first, though. Leather grain. Let's just see how you look. Just drop that on the band. Ever heard of? I am not like that. No. Is that the? You know, my dad used to do this stuff where he would make bands out of beads. It was an Indian style. I don't know what it was called. Is that what we're talking about? So he had this little loom thing with a bunch of threads running along it, and he would do the beads in and out. So you would end up with like this beaded patterned band when you got done. They were pretty cool. So I am familiar with them, but I just don't know what they're called. And I still can't pronounce that. And because I can't pronounce that, I have no idea what it's called. Can I adjust the roughness on that? I can. Okay. All right. I think this is all right, let's do the sewing. This is going a little slow because I'm working at 4K. I shouldn't work at 4K on stream, but I've been wanting to do more stuff in a little higher resolution. But of course, my computer is going to punish me for it. I should save this before, and hopefully the stream's still there. All right, we're doing the Dale Western dress whip substance, and this is I'm going to tell you the Dale cowboy hat. I'm also going to say cowboy hat just in case I need to search for this. Dale cowboy hat. There we go. All right, I'm sewing. There are a few ways we can do the sewing. Exactly. Junior. Dale Earnhardt. I didn't watch Dale Earnhardt. I did watch Junior for a few seasons. All right, let me try the pen tool. It's a little. I'm a little worried. I don't know. It needs some help. Here, we'll try this. I'm gonna activate that. We're gonna do the pen tool. We're gonna come over here. I've got a filter on, so I can't see what I'm looking for. Let's try this top stitching. And I need to see. I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm gonna give myself some contrast in here. I just need to be able to see the difference between here and here, and also on the top as well. Let's add a color selector. Select that. And let's select that. Now I can kind of see what I need to do. My computers wake up at night and plot against me. Oh, I'm sure they don't plot against me. And I'm totally not texting your computers to tell you that you're onto them. But you know what might help too? If I can see the grid. Let's do that. I can't see the grid. Maybe if I change the color. I still can't see the grid. I still can't see the grid. It's just too freaking noisy in here. I gotta turn some layers off is what I need to do. All of this. There we go. I can see that. I can work with this. All right, let's where am I? Go back to over here. Put you down. Doesn't make any difference. You're not covering anyhow. Pen tool. Top stitching. I'm gonna run it right along on the inside here. Okay, let's see if we can adjust that. Ugh, I hate you. I got this stupid line. If I click off the line, I now can't edit it. If I click on the line, I've got this line that's just visually in the way. Oh. And it just looks. Is that as crappy looking as it looks? As I think it looks? You know what? I'm just gonna pen it out, and then I'll worry about how crappy it looks later. And then I'm going to redo it with a better tool. How's that? How's that for confidence? And it's like people ask for pen tools for decades, and then they finally give it to people and go, "There you go. There's your pen tool." Sometimes I feel like they do a crappy version just to say, "See, we told you it wouldn't be good." Been there, done that. Yes, sirree, Bob. What is today? Is it Thursday? All right, there's one. Let me see how this is looking. I don't know. Maybe I'll... Of course, now it's going to get it in its own way, too. That's another thing. But let's try this. Let's escape. Then I'm just going to try to do another one. I'm lost. Oh, I'm inside the mesh. That's what it is. I'm inside again. Ah, now I can't get out. I'm trapped. Trapped inside the hat. I have to go out this way, and then I can come around. Maybe if I look down on it, it'll work better. Except it doesn't... Going back up around through here. Almost back inside the hat again. It's a shame that I can't use this tool in 2D view. Or I would be done already. If I'm looking at it in my UV map mode, this would be so much easier. But no. We're going to give you a limited use tool. Is it better than nothing? I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that. All right, now I'm going to hide that. I'm going to test the other pen. Here, let's drop another layer in here. Let's try this one. So this is one I can't change. Hoop Eater, welcome in. It is a hat. It goes with a dress. I have a dress. The hat's going to go with the dress. I will make boots someday. Right now, we're trying to give textures to the hat. I'm trying to decide which tool I want to actually be making stitches with. Okay, so that's a crappy start. Let's make you maybe 1.1. Now let's go back to full material view here. CS. Charles isn't with us today. He wasn't feeling well. Had a 10-hour shift. Was on his feet for 10 hours and didn't get a lunch. So it is that versus this. Let's tweak this. I can still change this color. How are these looking at base colors? You know what? I think I probably will stick with this. All right, let's get rid of this layer. I'm just going to go with this one. I'm going to do something weird and change this color to red, though. And then I can alter that color as I feel, as I need to. I think that should give us our first texture map. So let's do this. Let's tweak the colors on you. Let's switch over to material. I can't see anything because I got that goddamn. There's got to be a way to toggle that goddamn blue line off. Granted, it's kind of necessary when drawing the line, but when I'm trying to figure out what colors and how I want things to look, it is just really in the way. Okay, you're just going to be red. And do I want to... Yeah, let's just make the other one red too. Then I can come over here. All right, let's put a filter on here. Put a hue, saturation, and lightness on there, right there. All right, let's get my colors back in here. You I don't need anymore. You're the hat band. You're the hat. You're the hat with color. That is... You're doing UV projection. Let's do triplanar. And let's do triplanar with this one too. So we can smooth these seams out. All right, that looks fine. Let's adjust the color of the threads. A couple of things I want to do. Take the height map. Did you draw a height map? I don't even remember now. You weren't using a normal map. Let's set you to use a normal map. Have you use a normal map as well. Let's set that height map to be normal. And let's tweak the normal map to be normal. That may not work for me, but we'll see how that goes. And let's adjust the hue and saturation. Have this blend in. So let's make it kind of gold. Take the saturation off that a little bit. I think I'm going to try that. Let's see how this looks in Daz. All right, let's hit save. Control Shift E. We're going to export this out. I need 5 channels from this. Export those. Chris Nobody and I lived in Murphy Canyon housing back in 1985. Almost where that plane crashed today. A plane crashed today. I wasn't even paying attention. Dang it. In San Diego? Oh no. Well, that's too bad. Way back in 1985. I would say I could remember 1985, but I can't. Is that where you're still in the Navy? You see the cute cat I got? I think we're good. Open up my output directory. Oh, oogly boogly. I got too much stuff still in here. There we go. Here's my cowboy hat. All right, you know what we don't need? We probably should capitalize hat. And I don't need, look at that metallic mat. That's black. We can lose that. We're going to cut these. Control X. All right, let's pop over to Daz. Do I have a copy of Daz open? Yes, I do. We don't need, do we need you? We'll do a file new. She's got underwear on. Don't worry. It just looks naughty. Would you like to save changes? Yes, let's save changes there. We good here? We are good here. Daz still saving changes? All right. Need to set some stuff up in here. Let's put you over here. I don't think I've set up my folder structure for this yet. Yeah, I gotta set up a folder structure for this. I haven't even started that yet. So let's do this. Let's go into, so we're in the content library. Got 6 minutes to get a hat in here, folder structure set up, and textures. We're probably not going to make it. Although we are going to get all of that done before we call on 6 minutes. All right, content directory manager, Daz Studio format. Let's add. So we're going to come down here to dresses, Dale Western dress. I'm going to select that folder and accept that. And all right, so do some stuff here. Go over there for a second. Over here, so we're going to go into projects, dresses. Okay, I'm going to set up my basic Daz structure in here. You'll have a template for this, so I'm just going to copy most of that over from there. If I can remember where I hide anything. It's in projects, right? There is a folder called template just for this. All right, let's copy these here. Take a look at our people. Say clothing. All right, I need some subfolders in here. New folder. Dale Western outfit. G8 email. I'll copy that over here. Did I not copy you? Except this one is G9. I'm going to pop back over and grab a couple of just a rough material folder. I'm over here. People, female clothing. And I'm just copy that right there. Pop back over to Dale. Paste a copy of that in there. So this is just basically skeleton. So we don't need any of this stuff because that's for the summer flow outfit that I'm almost ready to submit to Daz. That stays, but the rest of this stuff we don't need. Get rid of that. Hierarchical material files. The folder actually spelled correctly this time. All of those. This has got my generics. We're going to rename these DW for Dale Western. I'm going to change SF, DW, apply, good. Right, I'm just going to take a copy of that and stick it over here in the Genesis 9 version. Well, did you get copied over? You did. All right. So here's the runtime folder. Here's where my textures are going to go. Right in here. Do a new folder, Dale Western hat. Cowboy hat. Just in case I need to do a search for a cowboy hat. I forgot that I called it Dale Western. And where did I cut? Did I cut those? I did. I don't know if I cut these. I'm going to cut them now. Put them over here. Yay. All right, back in the Daz. Let's get our cowboy hat in here. Let's get some textures on it. That's an import button right there. Right where I left it. Presses. Dale Western. Whip. I got to save a version of the hat for Daz. I didn't do that yet. So not that one, but this one. It's an export button. That up there. I'll use Dale Western at G9. Everything should still be good to go. Export back to Daz. Look at that. There's our hat. I think I just sent that out with no materials. Let's do that again. Yep, forgot to check materials. Materials has been checked. Export completed. Are you importing again? You are. Excuse me. Dale Western dress. Whip. Hat. Open. Looking good. APK. Other forker. All right, let's get the textures on here and see how that's looking. Let's check our surfaces. Hey, that looks like this materials we set up in Blender. Want to check a generic shader on there? Want to check a different generic shader on there? Come back over here. We're just going to drag and drop these as. Okay, so metallicity is black, so we make that 0. Hat base color, I'm going to put right there. Hat height map, I will use that in the bump channel. Normal map, and I know it's repetitive, but I do it anyhow. To the normal channel, and the roughness goes right there into the glossy roughness. There we go. Are my threads still red? They are not. I can't see them. Let's see how this is rendering. And with that, we're going to call it a night. So oh, my lights are too bright. Let's tone those down. Or let me just throw some gray in here. And we'll try that. I'm also going to tone the lights down a little bit. I have my generic light set in here, which with that, there we go. Let's try that. And I'm going to take a look. We're about to raid out on Twitch. If you're over on YouTube, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If you're on Twitch, we're going to go hang out with, I think, probably Dr. DK. my friend Bad Tooth Records. Yeah, that lighting's not great. I gotta I have to redo my apparently I may have accidentally saved over my startup file again. It's in the ballpark. We're getting there. There's a couple of things I'm probably going to put a sub D modifier on it. It hopefully smooth that out. That's coming from, is that coming from the normal map? Probably. You know what? Those threads do look okay though. Stop that. Let's do a couple of little tweaks. So if I do put the sub D on here, it might smooth that out. It is a Genesis 9. Yep. I will do a version for Genesis 8 as well. But for today, I mean, the head shapes I'm hoping are not too far off. Probably just I'm hoping it's just a matter of just scaling it for the most part. Although I might have to touch it up a little bit in Blender to reshape it a bit. So let's do. So the question is, do I just prop this on the head, or do I end up rigging it as a figure? I'm sitting on the fence on that. No, they're always a little easier to work with if they're just props. Because then you can just catch it and you can move it without having to. It's a lot easier just to move a prop around, right? Hey, thank you. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to do a couple more things, and then we're going to raid out. And if my friend Battooth Records is on, we're going to raid him again. He just lost his job, much to his dismay. But now he's a man of leisure until he realizes he needs more money. um, but he's going to be streaming it a whole lot more, I think, in the near future. So we get the benefit for catching more of that wonderful Bad Tooth Records music. What am I doing? I am adding. I'm in the scene tab. We're just going to put a subdivision modifier on here. Convert the sub D, smooth it out. I'm going to parent this onto this head here. I'm going to save this as a prop asset, prop figure asset. Before I forget. One of you says Dale Western people. This is the Genesis 9 version, so we're going to head this way. Dale Western hat G9. And actually, I'm going to put this little DW code in front of it. Okay, save that. Okay, let's make this. So the product is going to be Dale Western DW Dale Western hat. Good. Set the content type. This is going to be a follower accessory head. And set the category to accessory head. And pop. We'll do that. Escape. Those big, beautiful bills. All right. Let's go take a look. Dale Western hat. Are you here? You're not in here. Oh man, I hate when it does this. Let's see if we can knock it loose. There we go. People, Genesis 9, clothing, me. All right, there's the saved hat, and this is how it's looking now with the render, and we're going to call it a night. Chris, do you remember what site had a hamburger as a freebie? Was it that you said a hanger as a freebie? Um, I think I had one on shared CD. I think you can find it at Rendo. It might be on my Ko-fi as well, or I could just stick it in the Discord. I'll stick it in the Discord. Um, Feel free to join the Discord, by the way. If you share stuff in the gallery, we have a Saturday Night Social. It's an art share, it's a Discord chat, it's an old cartoon. Um that looks that's looking okay. I'm I'm looking I might pull that up just a little bit. It seems to be clipping the ear just a bit, but I think I'm kind of fine. So there we go. Thank you all for being here. We are going to let's see. Hey, my mod couldn't be here, Charles, but give him a follow. Super cool cat. Oh, by the way, Art, I didn't do this. I forgot. I'm the bad friend. There you go. The magical snow bunny sound. You hope you'll be there either way. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to catch you, Rod, and everybody else who is here. Uh, so hey, feel free to check out my dad's store. There is that there. I do have I have one product scheduled to be released in the near future. I have a second product that just went through testing today and is waiting for marketing. I have a third product that hopefully will be submitted in the next few days. After that one will be, I think this is next. I think the cowboy. So I got to get working on this because I'm almost done with the one before it. And then after this, I'm not quite sure. I had an idea, but it's already fallen out of my brain. Oh, 1940s lingerie. That's what I was thinking. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Let's do this. Let me make sure Bad Tooth Records is on and we'll raid out. I will be back Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time for more stuff like this. Probably the cowgirl dress or the boots. We'll see where I am with things. Let's do Twitch. Let's do Bad Tooth Records. Let's see if he's actually on today. He is live. There we go. Let's see what you made happen. No. Dr. DK's Day Early B-Day Party, Electro Junk Jamboree. There we go. Thank you all for being here. And let's go over and say hi to Dan, aka Dr. DK, aka Bad Tooth Records. Let's give him a shout out. If you're not following already, I highly recommend it. And let's start this raid and go over and say hi. It's a party. Ask for eastbound and down. I love me some Smoking the Bandit music. Flash, Raid, Bad Tooth, Records. There we go. I think that started. Are we going to the right place? I don't know. Come on. I've started the raid. There it is. I have started the raid. I'm heading to the right place. Raid calls. I forgot the raid calls. If you're not a subscriber and you can join the raid, copy that. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call. Right there. I'm copying that one myself. Anyhow, that's right. Smoking the Bandit lives. Run, Bandit, run. All right. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. Hasta la vista, baby.